All right, so once you have entered your first prompt, you might be wondering, is that it? Right? Do I copy it and use it? I suppose you could, but I would encourage you to think about what can you do after that. So you can actually follow up in the same chat, in the same little thread, and ask follow-up questions or ask it to do different things. So you can ask it to expand. Say, tell me more about a particular topic or bullet. You can say, hey, this gave me too much context. Can you narrow down the context? Or get rid of anything that you made up or were creative in, like give me more certain information. You can ask follow-up questions. You can ask it to trim or condense. You can ask it to potentially change the text to a different language, to change the tone. These are different ideas. So, it becomes a soft skill in a way to think about, when you're having a conversation with a person and they tell you about a topic and you're like, ooh, tell me more about that. Or, how would I present that if it was a different audience? Or those are the kinds of things that you can ask and follow up with within the actual same thread of your conversation. So coming back to our music during ancient Rome example, I saw this bullet number 3. It was called mystery music. The music that was played during religious rituals and ceremonies was meant to help people connect with the gods. Interesting. So I'm going to grab this and say, tell me more about mystery music. Now, the fact that I put it in response here means that it should remember the context of the initial conversation, right? If I were to go into a new chat, if I were to go somewhere else and say, hey, tell me about mystery music, it might not know that I was talking about that in regards to this. So based on my context document, it seems to be a type of music that was played during rituals, et cetera, et cetera. So this was the UC San Diego assistant, didn't have a whole lot of response. Now let's go over to my general AI assistant. So I'm curious to know if the general assistant, right, the one that doesn't need the UC San Diego specific context documents, because that's the one that's pulling from, let's see, our job aids and our KBAs, things like that. Probably not the best resource. Let me come over to my general AI assistant and ask it the same thing. Um, Actually, I copied the text here. So tell me more about, and then I'll put this in, here we go, parentheses. Let's see what it says. Oh, my statement is not entirely accurate. Well, it's true that music played an important role. There's no evidence to suggest that a specific type of music called mystery music existed during that period. Interesting. So I wonder if, let's see here, the term mystery music is a modern concept that has been used to describe various types of music that are associated with spiritual. However, it's not recognized in the context of ancient Roman music. Okay, so this is actually a really good learning point. So if I had taken that first response, right, this first initial response, and I'd gone in front of my audience and said, hey, did you know that Romans had this thing called mystery music? I might look silly, but the alternate might also be true. So I might have looked into this one and said, oh, hey, maybe, is it the case that mystery music wasn't a thing, or is it a misnomer? So this gives me something to research. This gives me something that I'll want to follow up more on. I'll want to look at the specific context documents and see if I can find more information. So there you go. The other things that you can do here, let's say I were to, this is very verbose, and I wanted to change this and say, translate this response to Spanish. Let's see. All right, my Spanish is a little rusty, but let's see here. Aunque la música jugó en papel importante es en las ceremonias religiosas. So this would be, it's talking about the religious ceremonies of this music. Let's see if that sort of lines up with the second paragraph here. There you go, the religious rituals and ceremonies in ancient Rome. So it looks to be fairly accurate. So if I were to be confident in this set of responses, then I, could ask it. I can follow up and say, hey, folks, can I change this into a different tone or that sort of thing. So just wanted to share that as an example, a couple examples of what you can do in terms of follow-up prompts.